This is the grim reality we're facing. The winds of change are blowing, and unless we raise our sails of awareness, we may find ourselves shipwrecked in a storm of economic hardship. You see, the world of finance and economics is in a state of flux, and understanding the tides of transformation is crucial for our own well-being. Consider this: the 2020s may not be a sequel to the roaring 20s of the past decade but rather a mashup of two challenging eras from the past, the 1930s and the 1970s. These decades were characterized by economic turmoil and uncertainty, and it seems we are now navigating in similar waters. The 1920s had their glory, but they ended in the infamous crash of 1929, leading to the Great Depression of the 1930s. Meanwhile, the 1970s were marked by stagflation, energy crises, and economic challenges. In the 2020s, we're dealing with a fusion of these historical hardships, and the headwinds are palpable. One of the most critical factors that seem to elude many is inflation. Most experts on financial media would have you believe that inflation is a problem of the past, that it's contained, and will soon be back to low rates. But the truth is far from this comforting narrative. In 2021, inflation broke free from its decade-long slumber. The official numbers showed an inflation rate of 4.7% for that year. This was more than double the sub-2% average we'd grown accustomed to. But, brace yourself, because 2022 was even worse, with an inflation rate of 8%. That's an astonishing breakout, a massive shift in the trend we've seen for years. Think of inflation as a stock chart. After a decade of trading below 2%, it's like inflation was consolidating, building up pressure, and then, in 2021, it broke out. 2022 saw a surge, and even though 2023 is expected to bring a bit of a pullback, it won't get anywhere near the 2% mark. This pullback, in trading terms, is just retesting the prior resistance. If you were a trader, this chart screams, buy. It's a breakout followed by a pullback, and it's an opportunity to buy on the dip. But there's more. Oil prices, an indicator of energy costs, have been surging. Oil closed above $90 a barrel, and this is the highest point in the new bull market. In a single week, it surged by 3%. And since the beginning of September, it's up by a significant 8%. There's no significant resistance in sight, and we could easily see oil reach $100 before the year ends and potentially hit a record high in the coming year. Energy and interest rates are two significant components of the U.S. economy, and they are both on the rise. Our nation is weighed down by an enormous amount of debt, national, corporate, and consumer. As rates rise, the interest on this debt will become an increasing burden, and that, my friends, has a direct impact on our consumer price index. In essence, the cost of living is about to get a lot more expensive. Our nation's appetite for energy is immense. From gas-guzzling SUVs to large, energy-inefficient homes, our energy consumption is higher than it may seem. Plus, our transition from a nation that produced goods domestically to one that imports many of these goods means that much of the energy used in production now gets hidden in the prices of our imports. When combined with the need for transportation and the inefficiencies of large homes, it's clear that energy is a major factor in our rising costs. So, what's the worst-case scenario? Rising interest rates and escalating energy prices, and both are happening simultaneously. The economic outlook is far from what we've been led to believe. My intention here is not to scare you but to arm you with awareness. We must understand the changing landscape, prepare for inflation, and be ready for the challenges that lie ahead. Personal growth is a journey of continuous learning and adaptation, and understanding the evolving economic situation is a critical part of this journey. It may seem daunting, but remember, our ancestors faced challenges too, and they emerged stronger. It's in times of hardship that we find our resilience, innovation, and true potential. The key is to educate yourself, be proactive, and stay informed. That way, you can weather the storm, secure your financial future, and come out on top. In the face of these economic changes, let's choose to be the architects of our destiny. Embrace the challenges, for they are opportunities in disguise. The road may be bumpy, but with understanding and preparation, we can navigate it successfully and build a brighter future. As we move forward, remember that your pursuit of personal growth is not hindered by hardships, it is fueled by them. The choice is yours: be a passive observer or an active participant in the shaping of your future. Don't shy away from the winds of change, set your sails high and let them carry you to new horizons.
Before you go, help us by smashing that YouTube like button. And subscribe to this channel, so you won't miss any of our videos. This shows YouTube algorithm that you value our information. And it helps us spread the message. Sharing is caring.